If you are a man that's going through a breakup or a divorce right now, I want you to pay close attention to this video because I feel your pain. I know how you feel right now. I know why you clicked on this video, and I want to give you the blueprint and the tools to help you be able to move on a little bit quicker, but to also help give you peace of mind on maybe why it happened, what you can do moving forward, and really give you a game plan to heal. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people that come in this app and they're going to preach, just get over it, she's not the one doesn't exist. And although I do agree with that advice to an extent, you are a human being. Just because you are a man doesn't mean that you are not a human being, and it doesn't mean that you don't also feel pain. You have to understand that society does a very good job of telling you as a man to just get over it. So I want you to understand that it is okay to be in your feelings. It's okay to feel awful, because at the end of the day, if you don't embrace your feelings and you repress those, they're going to kick your ass in the future and you're not going to get away with it. So I want you guys to pay close attention to this video. I want to share some information that I think is going to help you out. And I also want to give you a little bit of a blueprint moving forward to help you guys be able to start dating again, because obviously, you're not planning on spending the rest of your life by yourself. You probably want to heal and you want to get back into the dating game. And maybe it's been a long time. Maybe it's been, decades since you've been dating, or maybe it's been a couple years. But if it's been a long time since you've dated, the game has changed. Dating apps are very difficult. The dating environment is very competitive right now. So I need you guys to pay attention. I want to start off and meet you where you're at in your journey right now and explain how I've worked with some of my clients in the past. And the first thing that I think all men need after a breakup is clarity. Now, you're coming from this position for maybe one of two ways. Maybe she broke up with you, or maybe you broke up with her. So let's start with talking about you ended the relationship. Now, it's very easy for men to end a relationship and feel regret after ending that relationship. But you need to understand something, that relationships, they end, people stop talking to each other for emotional reasons, and they justify it using logic. And here's what I mean. There are people making relationships work across the world where someone's in the military, the two are adamantly in love, and they figure it out and they make it work because emotionally they are invested in that relationship together. Now, there are people on the planet that live 3 minutes away from each other, they live in the same house, and they can't stand each other. The relationship will still probably end with something logical. But really, what it comes down to is you were both emotionally checked out of the relationship. So if you're a man who ended the relationship yourself, I need you to think back to the reasons why you ended the relationship before you get lonely and you start trying to jump back into this relationship. I see far too many men go back and try to get back into this relationship just because they're lonely. You're living in scarcity. If you broke up, there is a reason you broke up, and don't try to go crawling back just because you're lonely. Now let's go to the second thing here. If you're a man who is in a relationship and you got broken up with, I know your pain. I know exactly how you feel. I've been there. I've worked with thousands of men, and out of those thousands of men that I worked with, hundreds of them came to me because they were going through a breakup. There is no shortcut to healing. You are not going to feel better in a week. You're not going to feel better in 2 weeks, but here's what you can do. What you can do is you start to prioritize your health, your sleep, your diet, talking to people. The biggest thing that men struggle with is being isolated. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. The people in the comment section are here, and your family is here if they're helping and being supportive of you. But what you cannot do is you cannot take this mentality where you're going to put everything on your back. You're going to take all the weight of the world and you're going to put it on your back, and all you're going to do is hit the gym 4 hours a day because the gym is going to make everything better. It is a distraction. You should be in the gym. You should be working your ass off. There's no shortcut to success with that. But my point is there's also no shortcut to healing. You can't be wasting your time by isolating yourself and not talking to everybody else because you think that you're going to be putting your baggage on them. If you're a man and you take responsibility, you know what it's like to help other people out. Let other people help you. Stop trying to do it on your own. But understand that it's going to take some time to get over this. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be single for a year and a half and think that you shouldn't start dating again, because that's way too long of a time period. Most of the men, and this is a generalization, and I'm not telling you how long it should take for you to heal. For most men, it takes, I would say, 2 to 3 months when you're starting to feel significantly better about it and maybe looking into dating again. So if you're a guy who went through a breakup or a divorce and you're starting to date again, I want to talk about one of the first challenges you're going to run into that I think I might be able to help out with, and that is going to be dating apps. Dating apps need to be looked at in your life, if you're a business person, as passive income. Dating apps should never be the only tool in the tool belt to help you meet women, but dating apps by number are going to be the statistically highest percentage chance of starting to be able to date new women, because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Go and approach 9 women at the bar, go and approach women at the gym every day and at the store? You can, you should, Do it respectfully, but dating apps are a necessary evil and they're a tool in the tool belt. I see a lot of men, especially men coming out of divorces that have not been in the dating market for a while, completely screw up dating apps. And I'm not going to put a whole 10-minute segment in this video. I've got other videos about dating apps and I can help you directly with that if you need. But dating apps, they're going to be your friend, but you're also going to hate them. It's a necessary evil. So you need to exhaust that option. You also need to understand that as you're starting to date again and you're going on dates, it is not your job to talk about your emotional baggage to the girl that you're dating. Let me say it again. Stop talking about your previous relationship while you're dating. Understand that everything you can and say will be used against you in the court of dating. Women don't need to know about all of your baggage when you just start dating. I see so many men make this mistake, and a lot of women make this mistake too, because some guys who watch my channel don't understand. I also coach women. I've coached hundreds of women, and so many women just emotionally dump on people during the dating process because they don't understand. They have nothing else to talk about, so they're talking about their traumas and their relationships and whatever. Save the healing process for your therapist, for me, your friends, your family. We will help you out with that. It is not to be put on women that you are dating. I see so many men make this mistake. Now let's get to another misconception that a lot of men have when it comes to getting over a breakup and getting more clarity on why the breakup actually happened. First and foremost, women do not break up with men that they respect and that they desire. They simply don't. They don't break up with men that they are pursuing, that they desire, that they respect. Now, it is your job to reverse engineer why that happened. You're the only one on the planet, really, other than her, that's gonna have a good idea of knowing why she wanted to end the relationship. Is it because you got complacent? Is it because you couldn't communicate? Is it because you were unhealed and you couldn't, talk through with her your emotions? You couldn't externalize that. Was it because you had an alcohol habit, a drug habit? Was it because your family was dysfunctional? Was it because of your previous relationship baggage? You are the one who deep down and truly knows what that is. It is your job to be able to identify that so you can not make the same mistakes in the future. Every hardship that we go through in life is a learning experience. So you have to take this breakup as a catalyst to fix your life. A lot of men don't understand that just they wallow and they sit there in their self-pity and they don't do the work and they don't reflect on why it happened, because at the end of the day as men, we have to take ownership and we have to understand why things went wrong. So if you feel like you got complacent, you lost your motivation, you stopped dating her, you stopped communicating with her effectively, and the intimacy was no longer there, it's your job to work on yourself to make sure that that doesn't happen in the future. And when you do the work and you start to see the results and the success with women in the future, there's almost no better feeling as a man. There's really no better feeling as a man than feeling the success that you have in business, with your health, with women, and just understanding that you are in control and command of what you do with your life from here on out. And you know that you're never going to let somebody make you feel that way again because you are bringing your best self to the table. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I've seen a lot of women be transformed into a woman who hooked up a lot to getting locked down by one guy who had his shit together. Now, I'm not saying to pursue women like that. I'm saying that there's a lot of women out there that I'm like, I never really thought she was a committal woman. And I saw the dude that put her in the place. I saw the dude that put her in her place and made her really want to settle down and put her in her feminine energy, make her feel comfortable to only be with that one guy. And I'm telling you, with the right guy, if you become that guy, you have the ability to make a lot of women want to commit to you. But if you don't do the work, you're never going to be that guy. So you need to think about what you did that made her lose attraction or respect for you. So I don't want you to blame yourself, but I want you to understand that you have to take accountability as a man. So as you're continuing to date, a lot of times women will ask you this question. When was your last relationship? When was the last time you were in a long-term relationship? What are your thoughts on marriage? All this stuff. And the reason why they bring it up is because really they're trying to qualify you as a long-term guy or a short-term guy, and they're trying to figure out where you're at right now in your head. And here's how you answer this question. You say, the last relationship I was in was X months ago. She was a really good person. She was a really good girl, but I really don't feel like it was going to work out for us in the long run. And that's if you were dating her. Now, if you were married and you went through a divorce, be honest, but you don't need to tell this person everything. Understand that if you're on a first, second, or third date with this woman that's asking you these pressing questions, you should be more concerned as to why she's asking these pressing questions than feeling obligated to tell this person everything about your life. So you can tell her, we were together for X amount of time and it ended. I learned a lot from the experience. Now, obviously, I don't think we were right for each other, but I still have a lot of respect for her. And maybe you have children together and you can say, she's a good mom. She takes care of, my son, my daughter, whatever. But you need to talk respectively about your ex When you talk negatively about your ex, it makes you look like you could have made them crazy. It makes you look like you didn't do the right thing in the relationship. And honestly, what it goes to show them is that you didn't have the ability to have a woman be in her feminine energy, or that woman didn't respect you. See, what we do is we project our reality onto a lot of people. It would be like if a salesperson made a call and he or she was talking about the business they were representing. All they did was talk awfully about their competitors. Oh, we're number one because they suck, they have terrible customer service and all this, whatever. And psychologically, when we hear people speaking negatively, we make negative associations with those people. So at the end of the day, it's your job to try to best positively associate yourself with relationships. Not necessarily with your ex, but with relationships. Because again, women are seeking to disqualify you during the dating process because they're trying to find out whether you're long-term material or not. And the last thing I'm going to say about dating as a man that's getting past a breakup or getting past a divorce is that there is no rush. There's no rush. If you just got out of a very long-term relationship and you're just starting to date again for the first time in years, in decades sometimes, you have to understand that you're getting back to the drawing board. You're trying to build a muscle that you haven't worked out in a long time. It's not necessarily your job to be trying to find your future wife, the second date, back into the game. You have to take your time. And really what it comes down to, if you want to find exclusivity with a new woman anyways, is going to take an infinite amount of patience. I made a video on the 3 core pillars that I think it takes for a man to be successful in dating. And spoiler alert, one of those is patience. But if you want to see that full video, I'm going to link it down below because I think it's a very important video that all of you should watch, especially if you're starting to get back into the dating market. But I'm going to wrap this video up by just saying that if you're getting back into the dating game and you're a man who just went through a breakup or just went through a divorce, it is in your best interest to be patient, because you need to make sure you're not carrying the baggage of that previous relationship onto the next person that you're with and trying to fill a void in your life that's not already there. You've got to fill up your own cup. It's not your job to go out there and try to find a woman to just fill in the blanks for you and make you feel better when you're not happy with yourself. So I know this is a tough time for you. If you made it to the end of this video, I'm hoping that the information I shared with you helped. If you're a guy that's really struggling getting back out there, really struggling getting clarity on why the breakup happened, or you're struggling with dating apps and just getting dates, I want you to go under the pinned comment below. I want you to get in touch with me and leave a comment. Let me know what I can help out with. So hope this video was helpful, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit the pinned comment down below, and I'll talk to you soon.